Oh dear, that is a big accident for the Red Bull of Yuki Tsunoda. And that is a heavy, huge accident coming out of the Villeneuve chicane, I think it is. Let's see what happened as we ride on board. Oh, we lost it. And then, oh dear, we had to see that off board. Let's see, he lost it out of Villeneuve, slammed into the barriers, and then, whoa! Oh, dearie me. That is a very huge upside down accident. At least he's okay, but that is a lot of damage to that Red Bull. Gabriel Bortoletto in the Cake Sauber coming up to the line. He was on the podium here in Formula 2 last year. He's in F1 this year, and at the moment he's through into Q2. What about his teammate Nico Hulkenberg? No, he's gone wide. Through with that, surely that's going to see Hulkenberg out of qualifying. And Hulkenberg, no further investigation for him for an unsafe release. And he can't get out of Q1 anyway. He stays safe and doesn't improve with half a minute to go in his Q1 session. Here comes Esteban Ocon, who has been in Q2 and Q3 before this season, and he's not this season. He's 18th on the grid for Esteban Ocon in the Haas car. He gets knocked out, and that is another crash. That is the Alpine of Franco Colapinto on his return to Formula 1. He's in the wall, and that is surely going to end the session with a red flag. Behrman goes 10th, just before the red flag gets thrown, but the Argentinian fans are not happy. Franco Colapinto, on his return to Formula 1, is in the barriers. Let's see what happened then. Through Tamburello we go. Oh, he got onto the grass, lost it, and boom, into the wall he goes. Luckily he's okay, but that's Colapinto's quali done.
Okay. Yeah, sorry.
Oh, you've got to feel Franco Colapinto crashing again on his return to the sport. So Lawson, Hulkenberg, Ocon, Behrman, and Yuki Tsunoda after a heavy upside-down crash, knocked out in Q1. Here comes Kimi Antonelli, at the moment a driver at risk in 10th place, who'll be hoping to improve enough to keep him out of the drop zone, and he goes only 8th fastest. The man who was on sprint pole last time out in Miami, he's only 8th fastest for the Grand Prix so far. Hamilton doesn't improve, stays 7th. That could be troublesome for Lewis Hamilton. What about Charles Leclerc? No, he doesn't improve and stays 6th fastest. Trouble for the Ferraris here. Hadja goes 5th fastest. That's a brilliant lap from him. At the moment, he's on course to go into Q3. What about the two Williams though? They've been very quick so far this season. Where does Sainz go? To the top of the timings. Brilliant lap from Carlos Sainz to go fastest in a Williams. And he will definitely get through to Q3. What about his teammate Alex Albon? Yes, he will. 7th fastest. Antonelli is now the driver at risk. Can anyone knock out Antonelli and possibly the Ferraris? Bortoletto can't, he's out. Colapinto's out because he's crashed in Q1. What about his teammate Pierre Gasly? Gasly's 6th fastest and into Q3. And he knocks out Kimi Antonelli in the Mercedes. Antonelli's out. Here come the two Aston Martins. Lance Stroll crosses the line. He goes 6th, pushes Lewis Hamilton out. That is a shock. What about his teammate Fernando Alonso? He crosses the line. He's 6th fastest, and Charles Leclerc is out. Huge drama at the end of Q2. Kimi Antonelli and both Ferraris get knocked out in Q2. Ferrari in their first of 2 home races this season, 11th and 12th on the grid. Antonelli in his first of 2 home races this season is also out. Here comes Lando Norris then, needs to hope to get his game back on if he wants to continue fighting for this World Championship. He's at the moment on pole with a 14.9. What about his teammate Oscar Piastri? He's been on pole 2 times before, and he's on pole at the moment by a 10th and a half. Oscar Piastri, the championship leader at the moment, is on pole. But what about Max Verstappen? He's been on pole here last year. Can he do it again? Max Verstappen up to the line. Is it pole for the Dutchman? It is at the moment by half a tenth. Max Verstappen has put his Red Bull onto pole position once again here at Imola. What about George Russell in the Mercedes? Can he fight for pole? No, he can't. He's 4th fastest. But Max Verstappen at the moment is on pole position. Here come the two Williams then in Q3 once again this season. They are the quickest of the midfield team so far. Where are they on the grid at the moment? 8th fastest for Albon, ahead of Pierre Gasly. But what about Carlos Sainz in the other Williams? Can he go ahead of his teammate? He can, but only 8th fastest for Sainz. But the Williams will come back. Here's Oscar Piastri then. What's the middle sector like? He's up and quickest in the middle sector. Oscar Piastri, the championship leader, who is 32 points ahead of Max Verstappen in the championship going into this weekend. And he's 16 points ahead of his teammate Lando Norris. Piastri, who's looking pretty confident this weekend. He's been in the top 2 in all practice sessions. Can he get pole for tomorrow's Grand Prix? He can! By a tenth of a second, the championship leader Oscar Piastri at the moment is on pole. What about Lando Norris though? No, he's lost a lot of time in the middle sector. Forget pole position, I think, for Lando Norris. He got so close to the gravel, out of Barrienti outer. It looks like it's not going to be pole for Norris. It might be for Verstappen. Here we go then, with Lando Norris. Alex Albon's gone 5th fastest. That's a great lap from him. But what about Lando Norris? Looking to get pole for the first time since Australia. Can Lando get back on pole? No, he doesn't, and he's not on the front row. It's 3rd on the grid at the moment for Lando Norris. But what about Max Verstappen, who's been on pole here for the last 2 years? Can he get pole for a 3rd year running? Verstappen to the line. No, he misses out by 3.5 hundredths of a second. Oscar Piastri is on pole position. Fernando Alonso's gone 5th fastest on the medium tyres. Great lap from Fernando Alonso. His best quality of the season so far. As Sainz goes 6th fastest for Williams. Again, Williams with a very strong qualifying. As George Russell goes 3rd fastest ahead of Lando Norris. Brilliant stuff from George Russell. But once again, Oscar Piastri's done the job. And he starts the Emilia Romagna Grand Prix on pole position. Lovely stuff. Once again, from the championship leader, Oscar Piastri. He takes pole number 3 in his career, and he will lead the field to green in the Grand Prix tomorrow.